white audiences were like my kryptonite.
I don't think I could date someone who's not funny.
I don't know what that means, but I believe you. I'm funny, you know.
Welcome to Mek Sense with Melzy, where we make sense of the world we live in through real culture conversations. This particular guest that I've got on my show today, I've known for many, many years. He's such a funny guy. Like, I can't really be around him for no longer than 5 minutes without him having me crying with laughter. And you know me, I love a good laugh. Do you know what I mean? It brings out those endorphins and all of that kind of stuff. So we recently hosted a show and I'm like, bro, like, what go on for you? Like, why are you not coming on my podcast? So we actually made it happen today. So I'd like to welcome my guest, comedian, presenter, content creator, Smash Entertaainz. Is it Smash or is it more Entertainz?
Both, because Smash Entertaainz.
Oh, cool.
See what I did there?
How you doing, Smashy?
I'm very well.
Can I call you Smashy?
You can call me anything you want, Melzy.
Why do they even call you Smash? Like, where did that name even come from?
It came from my MCing days.
Oh.
A lot of people don't know I used to MC.
You used to MC?
I used to spit bars, you know.
Just drop me a 16, man. Come on.
I said,
you drop me a 16 and I'll drop a 16.
You just want to drop a 16?
No.
You drop it. I ain't dropping no 16. You know what it is? I just couldn't go on the stage with my government name. Obviously, if you know me, you know my name. But at the same time, I don't want to buy it out because there's people that don't know my name. I don't want them to act too familiar. But came from then. A lot of people have their reasons for why I had the name Smash, and none of the reasons that they tell me is the reason. A lot of people are like, yeah, it's because you smashed the gal. No.
Well, that's what I thought. Like, you a bit of a ladies' man.
I was at some point in my life. You know what I mean? I got the name Smash before I lost my virginity, so it weren't related to that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Just checking.
But I've had the name. I've been Smash since I was 15.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean? I'm 38 now, so
big man.
Woy. I honestly didn't think the name would stick when I first got it. I didn't think it would stick at all. But then here I am, 22 and a bit years down the line, and I'm still
got the same name.
Still got the same name.
Well, I got my name actually from my brother's friend, and I was moving to London. When I was about 19, he was like, yeah, you need a tag name because you don't want to be giving everybody.
Tag name.
So I'm saying to you, tag. It was called a tag name back in the day. You need a tag name so that like people don't know your full name. I says, it's not necessary, bro. I'm not going on the roads. Like, relax. No, but obviously you need like a nickname like Melzy. And I'm like, oh, Melzy J. Yes. So it just works. It just sticks with you, don't it?
I thought it was just your real name. I was like, I thought your birth certificate had Melzy J for the first name. I didn't even think about your last name.
So last time we caught up, we hosted the fashion show a couple of months ago.
Fashion
Invasion. Big up Atu, Kiki, and Legacy. It was such a good fashion show. First time that I'd obviously hosted with someone for a minute. Mm-hmm. And obviously I know you, we're familiar with each other, we've come across each other many times. I mean, obviously we're not best friends, do you know what I mean? But
okay.
You know, we know of each other. So we knew kind of what the vibe and energy was. And obviously I was backstage, like, right, putting numbers on all the cue cards, like, right, Smash, you do this, you do that. Nah, we just take it.
Taking a nap, you know. I'm just like, yo, do your thing, Melzy. Yeah, man, we do my thing when we're ready.
What? And it makes you think that, like, like, was I doing too much? Like,
now you know what? You were doing what was supposed to be done. The thing with me, because of the experience I've got and how many years I've been doing it, it's almost second nature to me. So it wasn't a case of I started hosting and I was just relaxed from day one. I had them nerves. I had the make sure I got the paper, make sure I got it scripted, make sure I got everything in order, make sure I know who's next, make sure I know if there's any. I've done all of that. And over the years, you get so used to it that you know what questions to ask before you even start the show. You know what needs to be where. You know when you need to say, are the next people ready? Do I need to do anything for it all comes over time. So with us co-hosting, because you were doing all the hard work, because you just felt like you needed to, I didn't have to do nothing. I was just back there like, yo, Melzy's got this. Let me go have a nap or something. You know what I mean? It was. And again, if you weren't there, I would have been more active with knowing this, that, the other. I wouldn't have been as proactive as you, but I get that whenever you're trying to get everything perfect, when you're hosting, a lot of responsibility is on you. So I get everything that you were doing. But as I said, the combination of your professionalism and your experience and also my experience and just knowing what to do all worked hand in hand. So it wasn't a case of you were doing more than what needed to be done. It's just you were doing what you felt needed to be done, and I was just
chilling in the back.
I just knew what to do.
We had such a vibe. I had
good.
so much fun. Like, I've not hosted with anybody for a while. And I just had so much fun with you, Smash. So
it was good. It was good. One thing about co-hosting with me, I already know what to do when I'm hosting. So it's like, when it comes to co-hosting, I'm a comedian, and sometimes when I co-host with people, they feel like they have to be funny as well, or they have to be as funny or anything like that. For me, I'm just like, as long as our energies are in sync, regardless of jokes or professionalism, as long as the show runs smooth, that's all that matters to me. So I don't try and upstage. I don't even try and downplay. I just make sure that the show goes well. So, and we both play our part.
And we both like bounced off each other like really well.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was nice. I didn't feel like I had to struggle, because some people I feel like, all right, now I gotta
bring more energy. Yeah, because that takes energy, man. Oh my God.
At the same time, I don't mind doing it. I don't mind, because it makes their experience more fun as well. But I didn't have to. I didn't have to do that with you. You had the cards, you had everything ready, and your energy was there as well. You had presence when you was on stage. I didn't have to build your presence or my have to compensate for anything. So we were able to have fun. I was able to relax.
So when am I going to be hosting one of you Smash?
One of my comedy shows.
One of your comedy shows, yeah.
When you do comedy,
I'm actually thinking about doing comedy. You know.
All right.
Don't look at me like that.
Do you know what it is? I know a bag of people that say, I'm funny, you know. Okay.
I feel like a lot of people have mentioned comedy to me over the years. I think some of the things that happen in my life, which I don't always talk about, are quite funny and hilarious.
Okay.
But I know it takes like a lot of hard work to make people laugh. Do you think it's like a natural gifted thing, or do you think it's something you can learn?
There's multiple layers to it. It's not just a case of, if you're around your family and they laugh at all your jokes, there's a level of familiarity that they've already got with you, and a level of understanding that all of you have got. If you crack a joke about an auntie, everyone in your family knows about that auntie, so they already know the joke. Knowing how to deliver that kind of joke to an audience of people who don't know your auntie, you would have to know how to psychologically create the illusion or the same familiarity for them to then understand your auntie in order for you to get the joke across. So when it comes to being funny, it's not just knowing what you think is funny. It's knowing how to make everyone in the room see it as funny as you see it. It's not as just simple. And it's
so you got to create it's almost like you got to create the story, is it? Explain like
basically the backstory. Because if you're watching a movie and you just see a character and he's just that character, whatever, you don't know how he got his powers, you don't know how he became the person he is, but when they give a backstory, it gives you more of an understanding of that character. So it's the same with jokes. There's some things that everyone in the room are going to be able to relate to, no matter what. If they can't relate to it from personal experience, they can relate to it because they've heard about it, or they've seen it, or they can imagine that something like that has happened, someone that they know. So there's a level of understanding that they have already. So being able to crack jokes about something that everyone knows is easy, but then at the same time, it's how to deliver it. Because you can have a crowd-killing joke, it ain't gonna have the same effect if it's a audience of your parents' generation.
Right.
You've got the audience of your parents' generation, you got our own age groups, you got different ethnicities, all that kind of stuff. You have to, everything plays a part.
So then do you check like what audience members you're going to be doing comedy to beforehand so that you can prepare for that?
I used to, but then at the same time, you don't know what kind of crowd you're going to get. Unless you know the promoter and you've been to their shows on a number of occasions, you don't know what kind of crowd you're going to get. All you need to know is that there's going to be humans in the building. Have a look at the humans. And even if you don't, you can see the crowd and still not know what kind of energy they're coming.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, you know.
You know what I mean? You've got crowds that come there they're already at the edge waiting to laugh. You don't even have to do nothing. I've been to a show where I've walked on stage and waved and everyone's like, oh my God. And I'm like, rah, this crowd is going to be easy. I don't even need to pull out anything from my sleeves. I'll just give my basic knock jokes. Yeah. But then at the same time, you got the audience that are like, make me laugh, then. That audience, I prefer.
Really? Because it's a bit more challenging.
It's not even so much like it's the challenge. The challenge is one aspect of it, but then it's a case of the moral aspect of it. Like, you've paid your money to laugh. My job's to make you laugh. All right, then cool. I'm gonna make you laugh then, innit? So it's just that my responsibility. Don't get me wrong. It's nice when it's easy. Depending on how you are as a person, will determine whether you get disheartened or built up by the audience. One thing I never do is I never let the audience reaction play a part in how I feel about my craft. All the audience reaction does is let me know what I need to do with my craft, whether I need to level it up, whether I need to angle it this way, whether I need to adjust it that way. So the only thing the crowd does for me is either validate me on how good I am already, or show me how much better I can get. I never let it affect how I feel about my craft and whether I'm in the right craft or not. And every time I do have a, if you want to say, bad audience or hard crowd or anything like that, I level up. I'm supposed to. Thank you for being a tough crowd. So now I know what I need to do in order to
improve that.
To get you. My aim is to get you now. I've done shows where I performed, been paid, didn't get the reaction I want, and I've said to them, yo, I need to come back on your show. Not because I need to prove myself, but in a sense, it is. I need to prove myself. I need to level up and get that crowd, because I need to develop in this game, and the only way I'm going to do that is by facing every crowd. I don't ever run from a crowd and think, nah, I don't want to do that show. They're too hard. You know what I mean? I've had them shows.
Have you ever had a show where like nobody's laughed? Because that's my biggest fear of doing comedy, is standing on stage, giving out your heart and soul on all of these jokes and not one person laughs. Like, are you not embarrassed? That's embarrassing.
You need those shows, even if it's one. You want to know why? Because if you have that show, you know how that feels, you're telling yourself, I'm never going to feel like that again. So what are you going to do? Level up. Now, the show that I did, where it wasn't so much a show, it was like a football club. Now, in my early days of comedy, put me in front of a crowd of my generation. Yo, listen, light work. I'm cracking every joke you can think of. But I remember I did a show where it was a football club, all men. Now, my jokes, when I was younger, I'm ladies man jokes, you know what I mean? So I thought, I'll take the challenge. And I remember there's a football club, middle-aged, white men, probably like one black man in the room or something, which was me. And then and I'm thinking, all right, I thought, let me try and write some new jokes and this, that, the other, and try and get adventurous and strategic with it. Yo, when I tell you, I started cracking the joke. The only joke that they laughed at was when I said, yo, I'm a bit nervous. I stood up in front of this many white people since the last time I was in court. Obviously, they found that hilarious, you know what I mean? I'm like, you racist monkey. But at the same time, I'm just like, all right, so far, so good. And then I carried on with these jokes that I just tried to make up. And then after a few minutes, they just started talking amongst themselves. They
started talking amongst themselves while you was on stage.
Yeah, pretty much. But you know what it was? I didn't know how to connect with them, and I was trying too hard.
Right.
I was looking at them like, all right, I need to be this kind of funny and that. Instead of looking at them like this is a room full of humans. And then I thought, you know what it is? It's because they're middle-aged white men. That's why. But then at the same time, I remember getting booked for a mandem kind of thing. So I'm like, everyone in here is black. Same kind of thing. I tried to be adventurous with my material, this, that, the other. And they were respectfully like, yeah. But when I look back, I know it was shit.
Yeah, what was shit about it though?
My lack of experience and me trying too hard.
Okay.
I was cracking jokes to them like they were just like not even human. You know, not even like not they were human. Like not even. I wasn't thinking about how to relate to them. I was just thinking how to crack jokes to them.
Right. So it's more cracking jokes to them rather than us having jokes together.
Yeah.
Right.
So
get that.
Over the years, that's when I started realizing it don't matter what crowd it is. It's just a case of these are human beings. It's just knowing how to adjust my energy to the room that I'm in. And then another example was Upfront Comedy. Big up John Simmett. He had a show and his audience, like big people. So you got a mixture of our generation, you got a big mixture of the older generation. So now me go on the stage, no beard, no nothing. I look young for my age already. So I'm going on, and then this girl was giving me head, and then I'm cracking all these jaws, and these big people like, what is?
I want this you why crack jokes about a suck wood.
You understand? And I'm going in. So now the people that are like my age, they're at the tables, and I can see them laughing like. But they're probably at the table with their mom or their, you understand? So they're like, I ain't even trying to laugh out loud for you, big man. But then that's when I understood. I'm like, you know what? I need to know my crowd. By knowing your crowd and also knowing myself, have more confidence in myself as a comedian rather than me as someone that's just going on stage and having to just make these people laugh. Just have faith in who I am as well. So over time, I started just performing like I was just talking to everyone and not at everyone. So even when it would come to, I felt at some point like white audiences were like my kryptonite, but then I'm forgetting we're all human. Like
everyone, it's about relatability, and it like
exactly.
I suppose if you've got like a middle class white audience, you could do topics around like working in corporate. Or,
this is the thing. You don't even need to.
So how do you do that though?
This is the thing.
Where do I start, Smash?
All right.
I want to do it.
I say like, okay, I remember doing a show when I got in there. It was like, just white people. Okay, as I said, this is always my kryptonite. Not because they've done anything. It's literally because of my lack of understanding of comedy. Everyone laughs.
Different. Yeah.
Doesn't mean they can't understand. It's not like I'm speaking another language. You know.
Yeah.
So then I just did me, and the crowd were in stitches. I did me. I did my audience. Took a back and forth interaction, and I test the levels I can push it to. Don't bring it too far, but if you can dash it all the way, and they're laughing. And then at the end of the show, I got people. Right, this is my email address. If you've got any shows, I want you to send it to me because you're bloody funny. You have. You're bloody funny. And then he was really amazing. And obviously, it's like, I know I'm funny when it comes to the black crowd. I already know that. And again, because of my limited understanding of the fact that everyone's human, when I'm looking at comedy, I'm looking at like, all right, there's that batch of people, that batch of people. Everyone's a person. It's just literally the energy of the room that you have to sync yourself with. It don't matter the color, it don't matter anything like that. So when doing comedy, there is trying hard. Don't try too hard. I've seen people try too hard. And when you try too hard, that's when you end up kind of like...
Doesn't go too far.
It don't always go too well.
I went to a comedy show and I don't know who was on stage. Can't even remember. And one of my fears of going to a comedy show is that someone picks you out and picks on you in the audience.
You know what? There's different types of comedians.
Yeah, there's different types. But it's like no one wants to get picked out. No one wants to have a conversation.
Hear me out. There's comedians that know how to do it in a way where you don't feel targeted. And then there's some that have little experience and you just become like, they're just doing it because they feel like it needs to be done. Now, a comedian with experience, they're going to have a conversation with you. What they're doing is they're going to gauge your response, your energy, and they'll know how far they can take it with you if it's a good comedian.
Okay.
Some don't give a shit. But a respectful comedian will gauge it and probably have a little, okay, all right, then, and then they'll know.
Kind of like
no point bringing it any further.
Yeah.
She looks too nervous.
Yeah, he literally was like, "Oh, you rocked in late, then have you?"
Oh yeah, don't come in late.
He was like,
don't matter who you are.
No, you come at the front. I was sorry,
Mara. Yeah, man.
I was in Mara.
Good. Don't go late to a comedy show.
Yeah, don't.
I don't care who you are.
I was even late to yours. I was a little bit late, but I sneaked in. But yeah,
you're lucky.
I know. I hid.
But you know, but even then, with that, it's not that sometimes it's not like they're targeting you. You're just the person that just so happens to be there that adds to the show. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's hard to really gauge which comedians are going to do it, which comedians are going to tarnish your day, which comedians are going to make you feel good about your day. You never know which is which, but a comedian with a certain level of professionalism, they're going to know how to not make you feel targeted, and they're going to know how to involve you in the joke instead of making you feel like the butt of the joke. It just depends on
like who it is and stuff like that. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Who kind of like inspired you and stuff, like who inspired you to get into comedy?
Myself.
Just inspired by yourself?
Yeah, because from I was young, I remember everyone always just said from I was like 10, 11, 12, I go do comedy.
Really?
And I was just, yeah, all right, cool. Then obviously started doing the MCing thing, and whenever it come to like, I didn't do my first stage performance. In fact, my first stage performance was acting / singing. A lot of people didn't even know that I sang. So when I do,
Sing something for me.
no.
Come on.
No.
I'll sing. I'll jump in.
You sound like you just want to do everything. You want to spit bars. You want to sing.
I do.
You want to act.
Just give me the stage. Give me the stage. Yeah.
But what I realized, anytime I was like doing a singing performance or whatever kind of performance, I always just used to incorporate crowd ice-breaking kind of scenarios. And I remember the very first time I sang on stage, we had done a play. So doing the play, it was a funny play. It had already relaxed me to go on stage. So then when I did go on stage to sing, I felt relaxed on my, you know what I mean? And the crowd loved it. So then the second time I went on stage was at a performance where I didn't even plan to perform. But then some of the people that were supposed to perform, they're my virgins. We were all in the same circle. And I was there and I said, yo, them man ain't even here, you know? And then one of the promoters were like, oh, you're going to do it? I was like, yeah. Even though I weren't going to be doing the music that my virgins would have been doing, but I'm a singer, so I was like, I forget, let me just do that then. When I tell you, my nerves kicked in straight away because I hadn't even mentally prepared to do it, and my heart was beating so hard that it would throw off my, like if I was singing a note, you'd hear, so my heart was beating that fast. So I remember trying to find a little quiet spot to myself, trying just do re mi fa do li fa do, just trying to get myself there, and it weren't happening. But then at the end of the show, because they couldn't find me at any point to put me on the stage, every time it was like, yo, where's my,
Just disappeared.
So towards the end of the show, and I remember just standing by the side of the stage, like I've said, I'll do it now. I'll just do music, soul child's tune, you know. I'm not trying to pressure you.
Even gotta be your girlfriend. I just wanna know your name, and maybe sometime we can hook up, hang out, just chill.
Now with that one, you don't really have to go in vocally.
Yeah, you don't.
You can just, as long as you stay on the notes, you're good. So I remember standing by the side of the stage, and then the host was like, yeah, everyone, thank you for coming out. Yeah, it's the end of the show. So I'm like, oh, you don't need me to perform. So one of the promoters went to the other one, do you still want him to perform? And then the host saw it, was like, oh, wait, we got one more. So I was like, all right, then cool. So I remember going on stage now. Now the crowd were buzzing because, that's Smash. Everyone knows Smash. Now this is before comedy and everything, you know, but this is just Smash that everyone knows because I was just known from whether it be the MC, whether it be college, whether it be parties, all that kind of stuff. Everyone's familiar with who I am. So I'm just like, and then there's the rumors, Smash sings because of the performance I did prior. So now I thought, all right, cool. I'm here now. May as well. So I started the song, doing it. You know how the song starts? You know the bit where the very first line, girl, I know this. When I got to the and it was supposed to say the first line, I completely forgot it straight away. So I'm standing in silence for no short 3 seconds, and I'm just like, and the crowd's like, and then I just said, I didn't really want to do that one, and then one starts laughing. So then that broke the ice. So it was like, it was an accident, but it worked.
It worked.
And then after they did that, my nerves just went shum. And then I sang beautifully.
I love that fear.
So then that's when I started realizing I do jokes to break the ice. I didn't even see myself as a comedian. I didn't think I'm supposed to do comedy. I knew I was supposed to do some kind of stage entertainment, but I know that jokes breaks the ice in order for my vocals to be what it needs to be.
Your shows always sell out.
They don't.
They look like they do.
You know what? If everything goes correct, they do.
The last show that I went to, was that a sold out show?
It wasn't sold out, but it was at capacity.
This is what I'm saying to you. What, you had about 300 people in there?
More than that.
That's what I'm saying to you. That's big money.
But you know what?
Especially for like one event.
It is.
But it was such a good show. Like, I was really impressed. Kane Brown was like hilarious. He was probably my fave. I miss Christopher Savage because I think he's hilarious too.
Oh, why did you miss him? Oh, you was late. Oh.
Remember, we did the show like the day before, so I needed time to recover.
We did the show the day before. Me and you did the show the day before, and then me had a show the next day. All you had to do was attend, and you were too tired.
Let's take it a little bit of time.
Yeah. The fact that you said we did a show the day before, and you really thought I was gonna be like, yeah, you're right, still, you're right.
You're right. You needed that time to
I should
recover.
have stayed at home.
I should have stayed at home.
I made everyone wait.
We had a blast. It was so much fun. And I feel like people fail to realise the importance of laughter. Like, laughter can just change a bad situation to a good situation. Do you know what I mean? It can break the ice.
You know, the thing is, people don't fail to realise it. People just rarely get the opportunity to appreciate it. Because everyone would love to sit down and laugh. Everyone would love to. But nowadays, the way society is set up, it's like, what you say, you get 2 minutes to yourself. All right, let's add 2 minutes onto workload. Let's add 2 minutes onto school days. It's like they don't want people to be relaxed.
Happy.
They don't. No.
They don't.
Misery is good for the economy.
100%.
You know what I mean? Misery, depression, all that kind of stuff. And I believe it's all engineered.
Yeah.
We don't have to all be this unhappy, you know?
No. It's a choice. You have to kind of like push through the misery.
When it comes to programming, you don't even realize that you're being forced in that direction. When it comes to it being a choice, it means you're aware of the strings. And then you can make a choice to be like, I can see the strings for what they are. Let me do what I need to do to make myself happy. But a lot of people don't even see the strings. They don't see another option outside of the life that they believe is the only life they can live. Because we're made to believe that this is the only way you can live. It starts with the education system.
It does. And I think, like, do you know what I've been imagining a lot lately? Like a big house with a swimming pool.
Yeah.
But do you know what? I think I've always been someone that's wanted more. Like, this can't be it. This can't be it. This can't be it. And I think that's what kind of like makes me quite like ambitious to like keep going. But like happiness for me is just like number one. Like I can't even be around miserable people. Yeah. I can't do it because it brings my energy levels down.
You know what? It's such a technical thing to talk about, because there's people who are miserable because their sense of entitlement. Then there's people who are miserable because life has been unfair to them. Then there's people who are miserable because they're just raised that way. There's many reasons behind a lot of people's misery.
Yeah, of course.
I'm very observant in a sense of, if I'm around someone and I can see that life is doing them unfairly, and that's the reason behind their negativity,
you bring the energy.
I try and bring the,
of course,
not even so much the energy, I try and bring them a sense of understanding.
Of course.
Because the less you understand, the less you're going to try and fix it. Because if you're just going to take this as the gospel, like this is what it is, you're not going to think that there's any alternative and any other option than what life is throwing at you. But if you can give someone the food for thought and allow them the opportunity to think, and then they can look at their life and be like, oh, then I don't have to, and I don't have to. It gives them the option to then make them changes. Then there's some people who find a problem for every solution. Those, I just agree with them after a certain point where they're just negative to the point to where there's no return. I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're right. So life is unfair to you. Bye.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because sometimes it's a case of like, you don't want to take yourself out of that misery. Like some people, misery likes company.
Yo, misery loves the stuff.
Love our company. What? Love our 2, 3, 4 girl.
Yeah, and man, sometimes 2024, you know. Some man are seeking things in certain places.
And do you know what? I saw a quote, actually, something online, men are either stay miserable. What was it? Something along the lines of, men either stay miserable forever or they become vulnerable. Because obviously through vulnerability, you get to work on those deep feelings, thoughts, whatever, and be able to move forward with that.
The journey starts with knowing yourself to the highest degree. And a lot of people are unaware of that. A lot of people are, I know myself. Do you though?
Do you really?
Because not everyone knows or even wants to know if they've got any traumas. Not everyone wants to know if their desires are trauma driven or what they're driven by, if there's a phobia that they've got, where that come from. Knowing yourself is a dark journey sometimes, depending on the kind of past you've had.
Yeah. But it's important either way.
It's very important.
Because when you know yourself, you can protect yourself a little bit more, I think.
When you know yourself, you'll know whether you even need to, you'll know where and where you need to be, whether you even need to be protected. You know what I mean? Because knowing yourself, you'll know what areas you can be vulnerable in.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Knowing yourself, okay, I can take my armor off in here. I don't need my guard up here.
Yeah.
And knowing yourself plays a very big part of knowing who is good to be around and who you're not supposed to be around. And when you leave yourself vulnerable in vulnerable situations and you get hurt and it's everyone else's fault, come on, no, you got to take some accountability. If that little bit of buzz inside just said, yo, you need to go home and you didn't listen, that's your fault. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that no one should be accountable for whatever they bestow on you, but at the same time, it's understanding the situation well enough to know, all right, if I've never experienced anything here and then I did, I know now I'm never going there again.
Yeah.
It can happen.
Discernment.
Yeah. I don't know what that means, but I believe you. You know what I mean? I've never Googled that word. As soon as I finish, I'm gonna go on.
Make sure you do. It's in the Bible several times.
That's D.
Is it
S-C.
Yeah. ERNMET.
So I know the word. I just never looked for the meaning.
Right. Should we play a little game?
The camera's on though?
Not that kind of game.
Oh.
Relax.
I thought this was a podcast, not the other PO.
Right. So this is a new game that I've created called Test Your Gangster. A bit aggressive.
I'm gangster.
Yeah, a bit aggressive. So it's basically a quiz around your industry. Mm-hmm. So you have to get all the questions right.
Oh, there's a right and wrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can get the question right or you can get the question wrong.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Which comedian said, "It's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do"?
Williams.
No.
Stop, don't.
Whoa.
Wait.
Whoa. Are you even a comedian, bro?
No. Stop.
Whoa.
Female, man.
I'm not even giving you a clue, mate. That's like...
Okay, say it again.
It's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do. Audience members, please make sure you put in your scores in the comments, because from the looks of it, you're going to be getting more numbers than Smash. You don't know?
No, don't tell me.
You ain't got that long.
I know the call. How long have I got?
You should have answered it already. Come on. It's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
Chris Rock?
No.
All right, forget it. I give up.
Chris Tucker.
Oh.
Friday.
You said comedian?
He's a comedian.
How long ago he did comedy?
It's Friday, though. It's the movie Friday.
You see, when you said comedian, I'm not going to put it in a movie. I'm talking stand-up, straight stand-up.
Well,
if you gave me a quote
it.
from his stand-up, then cool.
I don't have quotes to stand-up, so
you have to say comedian / actor then. That weren't fair. That one not count.
Comedian's comedian. Which soap opera did Richard Blackwood play the role Felix?
That's either EastEnders or Hollyoaks. I don't watch none.
Hollyoaks. Well done. I'll give you that one.
None of them. I just know that he was in both of them.
Okay, we'll give you that one. Which comedian hosts a radio show on One Extra?
Eddie Caddy.
Well done. Okay. Who was the first black female comedian to have sold out show at the London Palladium last year?
Judy Love.
Well done. I love Judy Love, you know.
Judy Love.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Which famous comedian died in 2008?
Danny Mac.
My Jenna. Well done.
My guy.
Okay. Which comedian has a TV show called The Latest Show with on Channel 4?
Mo Gilligan.
Well done. How old was Richard Pryor when he died?
40s. I don't know the exact number. 43.
Is that your final offer?
Nah, I feel like it's probably older. Hella old. The thing is, I've never known the answer. I've never known to even remember it. Well, I'm just gonna
65.
Yeah, cool. I'm cool with that.
So that means you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions out of 7. Not bad.
Oh, are we saying that the first one didn't count then?
No, it did count.
So there's a 6 out of 7. So which one didn't I get 2 wrong?
No, you got it's Chris Tucker. Oh no, you got 2 wrong. Sorry, I can't count. 5 out of 7.
Okay, so it's 7 questions.
7 questions.
Okay.
Yeah, you're making me question myself. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, that's cool. 5
Well
out of
done,
7.
Smash.
I'm cool with that.
Well done, Smashy Ashy.
I think the first question was very technical. I
It
feel
was
like
technical, so everyone knows Friday.
And I know everyone knows Friday. Then you should have said from what movie is this quote and who says it.
Bro, the first line of the quote was, "It's Friday."
No, but when you say comedian, I'm scanning through stand-up comedy, not movies.
Who is your favorite comedian?
I haven't got a favorite comedian. I have.
Who's your top three?
Comedians. Top 3. Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
I've done a show with him, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Well done for that. How was that?
It's good. It was just sharing the stage with him. I was just like, yo, I'm making the people laugh that he made laugh me. Like, I'm about that life.
Do you get like pressure when you've got like bigger comedians like that on stage though?
Not anymore. Back in the day, you can feel pressure from anything, but the more you build your craft based on you than everything that's going on around you, the more confident you are in your source, if that's what you're gonna call it. And I feel like I've gone through every type of anxiety. Oh, he's funnier than me anxiety. Oh, this crowd is going to be a tough crowd anxiety. I'm not prepared anxiety. Every kind of anxiety that there is, I've gone through every anxiety, and I feel like I've done my 10,000 hours now.
Done you 10,000 steps.
You understand? In regards to how I feel, in regards to my presence on the stage and knowing how to get the job done. Obviously, this isn't me saying I've done it all now, and there's still a lot more for me to do. But I feel I'm at that point now where I've learned all the basics that need to be learned. Now I'm on the next level of lessons to learn on bigger crowds, no national.
It's a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah.
So who else is in your?
So you got Dave Chappelle, Bernie Mac, of course, and Richard Pryor.
Yeah, Richard Pryor, man, back in the day, boy.
You know what I mean?
I've seen. I may have probably come across his stand up back in the day, but I remember him in films.
Yeah, exactly. And even his
Don't judge me and say exactly. You said
no.
You said it. No.
I didn't say it
no. You said it against me. Exactly. You ain't seen him. You ain't seen him on stand up.
I'm saying exactly how great he is. I'm saying exactly how great he is, because even in movies, he didn't even need to do stand up to be as great as he was.
No, he's hard.
The stand up and the movie side of things, but that's not an easy crossover. You know, some comedians can pull it off in a cinch easily. Some that go from stand up to acting, and some that go from acting to stand up. But to see, there's quite a number of them that pulled it off.
Yeah, because Kevin Hart's been doing the most. What do you think about? What's your opinions on Cat Williams's interview? Did you watch that? You didn't watch it at all.
I'll be honest. There's some things
You just zoned out. It's not really an interest to you.
I see when it's on Instagram when he says this, says it. None of that politics ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't care.
I feel like I liked him a little bit more after that. I don't know why.
The thing is,
I feel like he's a real one. He gives me real one vibes. He gives me.
But you know what?
Integrity vibes.
He does, but then at the same time, anyone that's up there, you don't know.
Because true.
Some people can play the role to the highest degree, and you're like, wow, that's a real one.
Yeah.
But you don't know, and then the ones that you're like, oh, they're fake, and sometimes they end up being the realest. I can't go by face value nowadays unless I know you and we're having a sit-down conversation.
Yeah. It's true, you know.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I look at their work and that, because that's all really, and I make a conscious effort not to dive too much into who they are and that kind of thing. I focus more on what they do, because what they do is the reason why I know who they are.
Yeah.
And I'll stick to enjoying the content that they do, whether it be movies, whether it be stand-up, all that kind of stuff. When they go over to the political side and everyone come into who I am kind of side, I'm interested in all that. I know enough people. You know what I mean? Like, and not to say there's anything wrong with it and it's not entertaining, but it just doesn't do anything for me. It's not entertaining for me.
Do you feel like you can separate an artist or an actor or a comedian from their life? Because you know people be getting cancelled left, right, and centre these days.
Gosh, you can separate.
Do you think you can like separate it?
What do you mean? Do you think a person can separate their life from their craft?
As audience members. So R. Kelly, for example, he did a madness. He did an absolute madness. Yeah. Absolute madness.
Yeah.
Are you still listening to his tracks?
No. You know what? I'm not gonna. Oh no, that's R. Kelly. Nah, DJ, you know what you do. But at the same time, it's like a lot of us would be hypocrites if we really did that. Like, there's man that know their brethren that have done that, and they roll with them. You know what I mean?
Valid point.
Man that know their brethren have probably been with it. Probably their brethren in their 40s and probably even if it's the girl's 18, brother, I say youth.
Yes,
even if
youth.
she's legal.
She's a youth.
She's a youth. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
And there's people that know men that have violated even further. I don't care. She didn't look it. I don't care. She
That's
is
for
that.
ID.
You know what I mean? Even if no, I don't care. She is that. Regardless. And there's men that have done that consciously knowing it. So it's like it's I'll never condone that R. Kelly or them man them, but at the same time, if the song's just on, I'm not saying whoa.
You're not gonna tap a leg, you know.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna get all the way in there, but if I am just listening to a tune because it's the tune, and I'm not consciously thinking about the person who made the tune, I'm just literally thinking of the tune. I'm not gonna condemn myself like, oh God, I was just bobbing my head to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it does play a very big part in how they conduct themselves personally. It does play a very big part in
the lifestyle.
what
Because
they
if
do.
you're a messed up person or you're a fuckery person, that's gonna come out.
And if it comes out, that's one thing. How people react to it is the
It's
next.
nothing, right?
And it's about, as I said, not being a hypocrite about it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't condone any man doing anything.
Of course, not at all.
all.
And I think also, like, it's about that thing of, like, for me anyway, as a presenter, like, I try and make sure that I give people the same energy that they see me face to face as they do online.
Yeah.
If anything, they get more energy from me face to face than online. Do you get what I mean? So it's not like, it still matches. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the thighs is matching the ass. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I just think being your authentic self and being genuine and being able to do that takes a lot of guts, but it also makes you think about who you are as a person. Are you a nice person?
It takes a lot of energy though.
Yeah.
When you think about it, being in the public eye and then going out into the public, you're gonna be approached by people you don't know. Now, there's that part of you don't know you know what I mean? That part of you, but then at the same time, there's acknowledging the fact that I give myself to the audience. To watch and enjoy. So there's a certain level of understanding that I need to have, that I have a responsibility that comes with what I deliver to the public. If I deliver my content to the public, I have to expect them to approach me if they see me in public, because it's not just a case of me doing videos and dashing it out there. My videos make people laugh. I remember my brethren coming to me saying, yo, my brother passed away, you know, and since he passed away, I smiled once. I turn on my phone and one of your videos pop up, and that was the first time I smiled since my brother passed. And it's like, knowing that makes me remove the ignorance and be like, you know, anyone that helps me up, they'll help me up like I went nursery with them and I don't know who they are.
Wow.
Yo, Smash. And I'm like, yes, brother.
Happens to me all the time. I remember a face, but a name.
I don't even know if this is what I'm saying to you.
Oh my
Remembering their face, yeah, cool.
It's crazy.
I don't know a lot of the people, but I know they know me.
Yeah, it's so strange. Like, I was at an event hosting the other day, and like this guy came up to me, he was like, "Oh, I know you. Oh, don't you remember me from where?
And you know what?
Where?
You see with that one, when you see in entertainment, you see a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's kind of like there was fire on the bed and the little one said, roll over, roll over. Imagine your memory bank, someone getting added on, and then someone getting... And that is, I feel like that's what happens. So when people are like, yo, remember me?
I don't. I really don't. Oh, you forgot me now. You're a big superstar. No, I'm not.
And the thing is, I have to tell people, I say, yo, my memory is the worst. No, but you see, once they remind me of an experience, I'm like, of course, you know?
Yeah.
And I have to remind, sometimes I feel like I've got I have the responsibility of explaining myself to them, like, you know what it is, my memory is really bad, such and such and such. When they get that, oh, you're big now, just like the other. Yeah, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm big now. Yeah, forget everybody. Yeah, because that you've just given me ignorance. You've just shown me that you're not someone I want to even know. So I'm cool with that. So I'm gonna play into what you think of me and become that. So then you dislike me, so you don't approach me again. That saves me energy. It's not because I'm like that, and it's not because I don't like you. You've just shown me that it's exhausting having to interact with you. So if that is exhausting, I'd rather save that energy.
I'll just tap out.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll just tap out.
I haven't got time to explain. I'm like, because I start explaining now what it is. No, whatever.
It's just long. It's absolutely
Yeah, forget.
Okay, so what we've been doing to wrap up most of our episodes
Yeah.
is we've been saying what makes sense and what don't make sense. So it could be anything, a general topic, anything that you've experienced. So what does make sense to you and what don't make sense to you?
What don't make sense is just society. The society that we're programmed to believe is for us. And there's every aspect of it, whether it be the education system, the working system, the this system, the that system. There's so many systems that are messed up and told there to benefit us. They're really not. Not saying every single one of them, but when you look at the structure of it, it doesn't look like it actually does what it's supposed to do for us as human beings.
Love that. Love that. Really love that. What does make sense?
What makes sense is knowing yourself as a person as opposed to knowing who society tells you you're supposed to be.
Oh, I love that.
Because society does a lot of that, making you believe you can be this, you can be that, you can be this, have purpose. And we fail to realize, yo, I'm already here. I'm already me. I am already a purpose. Everything that comes after that is a bonus. And obviously we're programmed to believe that if we're not doing this or we're not doing that or we're not in here or we're not in there, that we have no purpose. Just your very being here is your purpose. Whatever you do with it, if you're smiling, you're not here for everybody. You're here for you.
Self, yeah.
So if you're here and your purpose is believed to be making everybody smile and laugh and this, that, the other, you've been duped. Doing all of that is a bonus. Your purpose started when you woke up. You're you already. Don't worry about having to do this and being responsible for that. You're a person before you're everything. You're a person before you're a parent. You're a person before you're a friend. You're a person before you're a colleague. You're a person before everything. So acknowledge yourself as your purpose before you are burdened by believing that everything you do is a purpose.
Oh, that's so lovely. You're quite motivational, aren't you, Smash? You need to be posting some more motivational content. I think you really should.
I will. I should. I'll get around.
Make sure.
I will. I promise.
Thank you so much for joining me today. It is your purpose.
Yeah, I'm joking.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had a good time on the podcast.
It's been a great pleasure. As always, it's been great. Thank you.
Where can everybody find you and what have you got coming up next?
You can find me on every social media platform that I believe, at Smash Entertaainz, and Smash Entertaainz is one word usually. Entertaainz ends with a Z, not an S. So Smash Entertaainz, that's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube. And what have I got coming up next? I've got a comedy show 1st of December at Rose's, and that's probably going to be, I haven't even named the show yet, Smash and Co comedy show.
So if I want to host that show, I've got to be a comedian.
I wouldn't make you host it. I could give you a slot.
You could actually give me a slot.
It's my show. What I want.
Okay, I'm going to try and work towards that.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I won't put you on the flyer just in case you back
Don't
out.
put the flyer. Don't do that.
Well, I'll happily have you.
Yeah. I might actually just do like a little 15 minutes and see where I'm going.
5.
Yeah, 5 better.
I don't want to give you too much pressure. Trust me, 15 minutes feels like an hour.
I can imagine.
Especially when you're starting, but yeah.
But thanks so much for joining me.
No problem.
Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Mek Sense with Melzy. Make sure you get your answers for the quiz in the comments. I want to see how well you did. Also, if you want to hear more, you want to see more, make sure you follow us on Mek Sense with Melzy on Instagram. And you can find us on YouTube, Melzy J. And of course, we're on all of your podcast platforms. That's us done for today. Bow wow. See you later.